Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report from Monday, February 13th, 2023. Before I click on the charts, please click like if you would each and every time you watch the daily Apple report. It helps us out a great deal in being found on YouTube. Also, become a member of a subscriber to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You'll be notified each and every time the daily Apple report is uploaded for your viewing, and that would include also the daily Tesla report and the other analytical videos we do put out occasionally on YouTube throughout the month. And please share the content with friends and colleagues. So backtracking a bit, showing the big picture, working our way into the day. We came off of that targeted long-term support region about a month and a half ago, presently still in the lower 120s, 121.61 to 123.54. On the daily chart, we tested actually another formation that was in the same vicinity to the very tick. And following that test of long-term support, I've been mentioning the 170s as a possible target within the year, and we're well on our way to reaching that area, although there is a pause that's obviously been playing out. We still have 154.15, this long-term channel top that is, I'm going to say, probably in reach this week. I'll get to that in just a second. And we have 139.35, which I beefed up to a multi-week support area that, if tested, can absorb selling through March, possibly through Q2, and from here we can turn back up again into the 170s, perhaps within 3 to 5 months of testing 139.35. I'm not sure if we'll test 139.35 in the next few weeks, but I'll get to that. Actually, let's talk about that right now. So last Friday, we closed inside this area between this rising channel bottom at 151.97 today and 152.36. But we did close below 152.36. And because these are rising at a pretty steep rate, just a mere unchanged open on the day Monday, we'll present this area as a meaningful ceiling of resistance. And if we continue south from here for the day, I think that keeps the ball rolling to the downside. 147.83 in reach today. That is the low of the high. I have that as an intraday support level still. This area, 147.83, is expected today if we open below 151.97. And if we close below 151.97, because keep in mind, the sell signal on Friday was not clear cut. We settled inside this narrow wedge. So if we close today below 151.97, we should reach 144.15 over the next 2 to 3 days, I think is likely. And that is this respectable channel top that we tested a lot a couple of weeks ago and then gapped above. It should be respected for its ability to contain daily selling pressures, and we may actually bottom out there for the week itself, perhaps, before turning up, recovering some. But overall, closing below the 151.97 to 152.36 area poses the risk for 2 to 3 weeks retracement to the downside. 138.28 is a rising two-thirds speed line. It is presently converging with that long-term speed line I showed here earlier. So this will be a big area. I'm going to call it an objective if we close below 151.97. It may turn out that we only fall to 144.15 before stabilizing and turning higher as we move into later February. So I'm going to put that out there right now. But, in terms of just sort of clarity on an idea that I think stands a decent chance of playing out, closing below 151.97, you should allow 138.28 or the upper 130s over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, that might mean buying 140 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a month, so forth and so on. But I'll let you play that out. Let's talk up. Well, let me finish with the downside. That if, now I don't expect to see this, but if we did over the coming 2 to 3 weeks close below 138.28, then this market is back on its heels, and I would then anticipate another test of this lower 120s long-term support where Apple can bottom out through the year, and once again above which the 170s are calling as channel resistance, as an objective. And that has been essentially confirmed in recent weeks when we closed above this area between 139.35 and 144.15. So you could also, if you're looking at this chart right now, consider this zone, 144.15 down to 139.35, as solid bottom picking territory as we move through the second quarter. And that's where I say 144.15 could be considered the start of a wide zone. If that's the way you trade, you could scale into a long position. And so I'll just leave it at that. Hi, if you enjoy watching our daily Apple report, you'll love our daily Triple Q and SPY reports. They're presented in the same 5 to 10 minute video format. Our daily SPY and Triple Q analysis provides directional market signals that are correlated with highly specific price support and resistance levels. Whether your trading time horizon is short or longer term, we promise you a distinctive edge in your trading of the SPY and Triple Q. We offer a 5-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So go to wickedstocks.com right now and start receiving your daily SPY and daily Triple Q reports today. Now, in terms of the upside, if we push or open today above this 152.36 area, then 154.65 is in reach. There is, of course, this old channel top. I call it old because we pushed through it. We even closed above it 4 days ago, and then we fell off. And once that begins to happen, it gets a little sloppy. I lose the trust factor, if you will, for this formation. But it's still there. I actually have something else at 153.30. It's an upside Fibonacci, so I rounded down just a bit, but it is 154.65. I'll show that right here. I don't have it labeled, but the high settlement last week was 154.65, and a couple days earlier it was 154.50. So that's an intraday resistance area. If we push through, that 197 to 152 36 area, 154.65 is likely. And if we close above 152.36, keep in mind, we did not close in a clear sell signal last Friday. We closed inside this wedge. So getting back up and over it would be not only a stabilizing event, but I think a bullish event. That's why I only weight 154.65 as an intraday resistance area. If we close above 152.36, 157.50 I think is likely within the week. 157.50 is this pullback high back in late October. We came close to testing it about a week and a half ago. I think the high was 157.38. But overall, closing above 152.36, I do think we can anticipate that zone of resistance. I'm looking for it right now. Here you are in the low 160s. So closing above 152.36, I'm going to ignore this 153.34 channel top. I think our upward pivot as we move through the rest of February is 152.36. And if we close above it, I give it 1 to 2 weeks before reaching the 160.49 to 161.11 area where we can top out on a weekly basis. So, if in terms of buying Apple, at this point in time, holding below 151.97, you're waiting for the upper 130s to mid 140s as a buy zone. I'm talking for you 2 to 3 month position traders. If we close today above 152.36, the 1 to 2 week, the swing traders can climb on for the low 160s. The swing traders can then also sell the low 160s because I think from there we can fall back into the low 150s, possibly lower as we move into early March trade. And, closing above 160, 160, 161.11, the 2 to 3 week, 3 to 5 week position traders can climb on for the long side, anticipating 173.06, where we can top out for the year. So I break the time frames down. I break them down into the day, 3 to 5 days out, 2 to 3 weeks out, and 2 to 3 months out. And you can identify them on a chart. And so this is the 151.97 channel bottom in combination with the 152.36 speed line. 3 to 5 day scenario is down to 144.15. 2 to 3 week scenario is down to 138.28. This assumes that we open and close today below 151.97. If we close above 152.36, the 2 to 3 week, 1 to 2 week time frame turns bullish, remains bullish up into the low 160s, where we can top out on at least a weekly basis. And so there you have it. I think anything beyond what I just have said is repetitious, and I'm going to leave it at that for today. Please click like if you would. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's Apple Report. You have a great day.